Today I'm going to be going over creating submixes in Logic Pro 9. Submixes are used to group multiple tracks into one channel strip. Very beneficial if you want to apply a single effect to multiple tracks, or if you want to adjust the levels of multiple tracks. It's much more efficient than going to each track and adjusting levels or applying those effects. So let's just jump right into it here. As you can see here, I have 8 tracks. I have a guitar and bass track, and then the other 6 tracks are from my drum kit. So I have these broken down into kick, snare, hat, ride, toms, and cymbals. And I do this for reasons of effects and adding in maybe some EQ. Maybe I just want to tweak the snare and make that a little bit brighter. I don't want to have my drum kit all in one track, because then to make that brighter, it would make the whole drum kit brighter. So I broke them down into separate tracks, but now I want to group them back together, but still be able to control them individually if I have to. So I'm going to come down to my mixer here, and as you can see, it's got all 8 tracks laid out in channel strips. And what I'm going to do is send these 6 channel strips into one channel strip, which will allow me to apply an overall effect that would cover all 6 channel strips, or adjust the fader, the volume levels of all of these, all on one channel strip. So very, very simple to do in Logic here. And we're going to do that by setting the output of these 6 channel strips into a different output than the stereo out. Right now it's set to just come straight out of my speakers, but that's not what we want when we create a submix. So I'm going to highlight these 6 tracks for my drums, and then I'm going to come down and just click and hold, and it's going to allow me to choose my output, and I'm going to come down to bus, and I'm going to create a bus track for it, and we'll just go with bus 10 for right now. As soon as I do that, it creates an auxiliary track right here, which then becomes my submix track. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on the aux1 name here, and I'm going to name that drum sub for submix. Alright, now this is set. The output for these 6 tracks are now set to bus 10. You can see the input here is set to bus 10. The output is set to the stereo output, which would be my speakers. And that is essentially it. I have now created a submix for my drums. So just to give you a quick auditory example, I'll go ahead and play my track. I have my guitar muted because it drowns out my voice while I'm speaking. So you can hear the bass and the drums playing. But let's go ahead and just bring those drums down using my auxiliary submix track. And now all that you can hear is my bass. You can still see the levels going here because on their channel, on the individual channel strips, it's still going strong, but my output is now set to 0 or negative infinity. So let's bring that back up to 0, and now the drums are back, and there we go. So creating submixes in Logic Pro is very simple and actually very useful. And there we are. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you have any feedback, it is greatly welcomed and appreciated. Thank you very much.